certainly in the speaking industry, that's changed quite a lot. I'm going to be on a panel tomorrow, which I'm very excited about, which is going to be with some of my dear friends with the Middle East event show. So Maxine and Dan and many other people are going to be there on this panel tomorrow at 12 o'clock Gulf Standard Time. So we're going to be talking about the events industry and what's moved and what hasn't moved, and what we think is going to be the prediction for the future. And many people are still in lockdown. Obviously, if you're an entertainer or you're an event organizer, the word is maybe you should have gone digital. But many people are resisting, saying, well, it won't last forever. But here's the thing. If we can have a look at a couple of diagrams of pictures of what it was like doing gigs before. So you can see, before we show that picture, if you see on the right-hand side, this is me working at the Arabian Travel Market. So there we go, standard gig, audience, you on stage talking. This is another one, Dubai Rugby Sevens, broadcasting to 45, 50,000 people as the rugby comes in and talking to them. But here's an event that I've got coming up in about 2 weeks' time. So if you have a look at the screen, the next picture should hopefully blow your mind as much as it did mine. That picture there, at the bottom, you can see a console and you can see some direction buttons. Now, this is a virtual arena. This is a virtual conference hall where that's going to be my podium. That's going to be my PowerPoint. That microphone will be my microphone, and I will be able, with my mouse, to go backwards, forwards, reject, and all sorts as we go in this virtual world. All the seats you can see in front of me will be filled with 500 virtual faces who will all be avatars watching. Now, what will I look like? To them, they'll be seeing me up on a big stage, and there'll be a little Rastafarian, Bob Marley, Milli Vanilli-ish bloke staring at them and sharing my presentation, talking in real time and going through the slides. Now, that sounds like a game, and find it is a game, because one of the things that hasn't changed is the gamer industry. The gamer industry was doing this for many years before the rest of us caught up. If you think about something like Game of Thrones, when each episode came out, would go out to maybe 40, 50 million people, and we'd all go mad on social media, what's going to happen next and all the rest of it. But at the same time, on Twitch, there were 80 million people just gaming and chatting and having their own world with nothing to do with Game of Thrones. Now there's a crossover. Now, the character that I have, the avatar on this presentation I'm going to do, I have to navigate them through the audience and up onto the stage and control my laptop like it's actually a game. So there's every chance I'll fall off the stage and land on my face. And that's part of the game, I suppose. It gives a laugh to the audience. But it just goes to show that when people are talking about the future and saying, oh, it'll go back, why would it go back? Because, okay, suppose you get a couple of people in a room and we do a normal event. Why can't you have 10,000, 100,000, or 1 million people watching a virtual version of it from their laptops all around the world? Think about the dynamics, the finances, the sponsorship. It's a different world, and why would you want to put it back?
Yeah, I fully agree, and I think what is more important is that these little things that we never realize. I mean, we are talking about this microorganism, and look at the impact that it had on the speaking industry. Now, also, there's the cost of inaction, and that's what sometimes puzzles me the most. I mean, we have been teaching speakers how to present, they can get their speaking plans together, how they can do their branding, and we have some students that implement, and then we have also some students that simply don't implement. And that, for me, is the biggest frustration. Let me just show you an example about one of the students that do implement, and I really appreciate that. I mean, here we're seeing Justin Teo, which has been a student of Dave and I, and right now he's just about to do a virtual event next to Tony Robbins and next to Dean Graziosi and next to Alex Mendoza and some of the very, very big guys. So he implemented. So now the question is, why haven't you done? I mean, right now the world has changed. What have you done, or what haven't you done?